Test, test, test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Test, test, test. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2020 Center on this wonderful winter Friday night, where we are about to be experiencing, once again, some incredible basketball here as the Garnet Valley Jaguars take on the Harriton Rams. For the first time this season, I'm Ryan Croak, joined by the wonderful
Scout Walker.
And we'll be taking you through the first quarter of tonight's action in just a few short moments. Let's give a quick preview to the fans, shall we now, Scout?
Sure thing, Ryan.
All right, so Garnet Valley, they're coming in, they're 10-3. They're fourth in District 1. They're having an incredible season. Now, they have had a few minor hiccups here and there, but for the most part, this team's pretty much been a well-oiled machine, and they have their sights set high. They made a splash in District Tournament last year. They made a splash in States last year. Trying to make another splash and a bigger one this year. And they certainly have the talent to do so. They're playing really outstanding team basketball, particularly on offense, and the addition of Quinn O'Hara certainly has helped this team's chances so far, and
Excellent
will
recruit.
certainly continue to help their chances as they look to achieve their high aspirations.
Getting that power from Salesiana.
It's been an exciting season for the Jags so far, and they look to continue. They look to make tonight another highlight as they take on a Harriton team that, all things considered, they should probably make quick work of. Harriton is 7-6. They're 26th in District 1. Some notable results: they got blown out by Radnor and Upper Darby. GV narrowly lost to Radnor in overtime, and Garnet Valley beat Upper Darby. So those two results kind of tell you a little bit about the level of these two teams. This Harriton team lost to Pencrest. Garnet Valley ended up beating Pencrest by 2 points. This team did smoke Ridley, though, but Garnet Valley also did too. So even though they have a couple of impressive score lines here and there, they're still 7-6. And Garnet Valley should be able to handle this team pretty easily. They've lost 6 of their last 8. One thing to note, it's important. This is important. Transition year for this program. They're coming up from from Class 5A now to 6A, and all things considered, it's been a solid year for this team. They went 6-15 last year and finished 17th in 5A out of 20 teams, not qualifying for states or districts. But they've had a rocky start. But considering they went 6-15 last year, they've already surpassed their win total. It's been a pretty solid year for this Harriton team.
Sure thing. And if there's one thing to note with the history between these two teams, of course, they did lose at Garnet Valley last year, 50-44. Close enough of a game, but it's going to be interesting to see how these teams match up this time around. Absolutely.
It should be a fun one tonight. Once again, I'm Ryan Croak, joined by Scout Walker. We'll be taking you through the first quarter. But for now, we're going to hand it down to our pay announcer for starting lineups and our national anthem. We'll see you all in a few short moments.
Harriton. Senior number 3, Jack Chadkowski. Senior number 11, Colin Gerlich. Junior number 1, Marcus Kubish. Sophomore number 2, Calvin Smith. And senior number 0, Aiden Abrams. And now here are the starters for their Garnet Valley Jaguars. 6'4" sophomore, number 34, Jake Cyrus. 5'11" junior, number 11, Quinn O'Hara. 6'6" senior, number 3, Logan McKee. 6'1" senior, number 4, Max Kohler. And 6'2" senior, number 21, Ryan Facenda. Your head coaches Mike Brown, assistants Ryan Brown, Chris Duffin, Mike Loudon, Pat McCusker, and Brandon Starr. And now we ask you all to please rise and help us honor America as we play the Star Spangled Banner.
Thank you to our PA announcer once again. And Scout, it's time to get started with some basketball here.
Absolutely. Should be an exciting matchup. Run through the stats. Can't help but feel like this is going to be an easy sweep for Garnet Valley, but, don't put this up. Don't put Harriton down, man,
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Let's go through the
Absolutely.
starting lineups real quick. For Harriton, Marcus Kubish, Calvin Smith, Jack Chadkowski, Colin Gerlich, and Aiden Abrams round out your starting lineup. For Garnet Valley, usual faces Logan McKee, Max Kohler, Ryan Facenda, Jake Snaris, and new addition Quinn O'Hara. Starting for the Jaguars, it'll be McKee and Chadkowski at the jump, and McKee wins it comfortably for the Jags. Kohler will start things up for the first possession of the ball game. He swings to Snaris, to Facenda on the elbow, back out to O'Hara. O'Hara now. Guarded by Gerlich. Swings it to Kohler, who finds McKee on the wing.
Healthy
Swings
amount of
across
passing.
court. Snaris drains the three for the first shot of the ball game. An incredible offensive position there for Garnet Valley.
I don't believe it gets any more to the point than that. Pretty much textbook, keeping the ball in movement, getting the shot out.
Absolutely, couldn't have said it any better. Now it's Aiden Abrams driving in for Harriton. Can't find an open shot, passes out to Gerlich. He's blocked by McKee. Rebounded by Kohler. Up to Snaris. His pass is deflected, but it ends up in the hands of O'Hara. Nice pump fake from this junior there. His mid-range shot, no good, but Snaris is there for the offensive board and the easy putback. 5-0 Garnet Valley early on in this one.
Seems to me like Harriton's trying to get back from that early lead by Garnet Valley, playing a little bit aggressive. That time just didn't play out in their favor. Ball got away. Seems like yet another situation like that.
Snaris comes up with a loose ball off the rebound. O'Hara now in the corner. Swings to Kohler. It's Facenda at the free throw line. Backing in on Gerlich. Tries to put up a tough shot. No good. It's rebounded there by Harriton. Coming away with it is Calvin Smith for the Rams. Finds Aiden Abrams. Nice spin move on O'Hara, but he's blocked. O'Hara comes up with the rebound. He's pushing things up for Garnet Valley. Kohler to Snaris. Another shot for the sophomore, no good. But comes up in the hands of Facenda, who can't get it to fall either.
It'll be interesting to see if Harriton can get a bucket on this drive. They've been flailing to finally get the shot in, despite the aggression they've shown.
Yeah, Garnet Valley's been dominant so far in this one.
Absolutely.
Forcing a lot of tough shots for Harriton that just, like you said, they haven't fallen. And they're moving the pace a lot. They just got to capitalize on some of these opportunities they're setting up for themselves. Nevertheless, it's 5-0 after the first 2 minutes of play. Garnet Valley with the lead. It's Colin Gerlich, Jack Chadkowski on the wing there. He passes it back out to Marcus Kubish.
Now Harriton, in their first couple of attempts to score, they've been playing very aggressive and trying to run up on the net. It seems like they're trying to pull a little bit more on the Garnet Valley playbook. Play by the rules, get the ball moving, keep it in motion, try and make a bucket.
Absolutely. Shot no good there for the Rams. That was Chadkowski on the wing trying to hit a three. Facenda on the other end for Garnet Valley. Swings to Snaris, who finds a cross-court pass to O'Hara, who drives in and puts in a nice two. 7-0 Garnet Valley.
Can never go wrong with the superstar energy.
It's Kubish driving in on Snaris. Tough shot there for the Harriton junior. Puts it in with ease. Nothing Snaris could do there on that defensive play. It's McKee at the top of the key. It's a fun thing to say there. Ball ends up in the hands of O'Hara on the wing. Guarded by Gerlich. It's nice passing here for the Jags. They find McKee at the free throw line. His shot no good. Ball ends up in the hands of Calvin Smith, who finds Aiden Abrams. Thought about the three. He'll shoot it. Drains it. O'Hara a little too soft there on the defense. It's 7-5 now as we near the 4-minute mark of this first quarter. Scout, what you seeing from these two teams so far early in this one?
Well, I got to say, for Harriton, this is a pretty nice turnaround. You had a couple opening minutes where it looked like they were giving it their all, being super aggressive on the court, but just not being able to produce an outcome on their drives. I'd like to know that it seems Garnet Valley's really playing just really interlocked right now. They're doing what they need to do and getting the ball, moving it around to the guys who need to be there, where they need to be. I would like to know, it seems to me like Ryan Facenda, everyone out there is always letting the dog out, always letting the beast out, but you can always count on Facenda to be the true icon on the field and really give it his all.
Absolutely. That's one thing. I mean, if you listened to me last year, you definitely will know that I have a soft spot for Ryan Facenda the way he plays, and man, you can't say it any better there. Gives
Absolutely.
100% effort, 110% effort on every single play.
Sure thing.
It's great to watch. But yeah, he's definitely one of the key members of this team for the Jags. Quinn O'Hara to Kohler as we start things back up. Back to O'Hara on the wing. Snyrus to Facenda. Cross-court pass for O'Hara. He'll shoot the three. Drains it!
Doesn't get much more exciting than that, does it?
Beautiful look there for Quinn.
Yet again, with Garnet Valley, the fundamentals are key. It's helping them keep this healthy lead against Harriton right now.
That's not very fundamental basketball there for Harriton. This is a crucial turnover there as Abrams and Chadkowski weren't quite communicating there as the pass goes out of bounds. It'll be Jaguar ball. Kohler. O'Hara will shoot another one. This time a little off. Ends up in the hands of Kohler, though. He's guarded by Jaden Gaskins, who's just checked into the game for the Rams. It's O'Hara. Thought about the three. Instead, he'll drive in, trying to find Kohler on the wing. No pass is intercepted, though, by Kubish, who drives down the floor for the Rams. Finds Calvin Smith. His three is good. It's 10-8.
Now, that's not the outcome you want to see at the end of an offensive drive, but sometimes you got to remember that it's about the process. They did everything they could there, did everything right offensively. Sometimes the other team is just there at the right time.
Absolutely. Snyrus finding a cross-court pass for Kohler. His three no good. Ball ends up in the hands of, I believe that's Aiden Abrams for the Rams. Will slow things down. And one thing Harriton has done really well in these last few minutes is capitalize off Garnet Valley mistakes.
Absolutely.
As Jack Chadkowski nearly loses the ball. We got to see what they call here. Facenda was on the floor, as always, trying to get that ball away from Chadkowski. It'll stay with the Rams. I believe they're going to call a jump ball.
When you have such a well-oiled machine like this Garnet Valley team, really the only way to capitalize on those mistakes is really the only way to find score in this game. When they're locked in like they are right now, they're going to have a tough time producing outcomes on their drives.
Jaden Gaskins driving in on Kohler. Couldn't hit the tough turnaround shot. Football pass for Jake Snyrus finds him wide open, cut into the basket. Easy two there for the sophomore for Garnet Valley, who's had an incredible season so far. Another easy basket there for him.
Nice half-court reception.
It's Kubish swinging for Smith. Abrams driving in on Facenda. Kicks out to Chadkowski, corner three. A little too strong there for Harriton. Kohler comes up with the board. Finds Snyrus, who finds Facenda. Kick out to Kohler for three. Off back rim, no good. Ball ends up in the hands of Kubish driving down the floor. He took a tough spill. Hopefully he's all right. Basket goes in for Calvin Smith. The refs are going to stop play here as Kubish took an awkward fall. Holding his lower back area. Hopefully he's all right. We'll step aside for a brief moment as sorry for the late delay there as Snyrus' shot no good, ends up in the hands of Jaden Gaskins for the Rams. Nice speed there from Gaskins driving down the floor, and he puts it in for two to tie this game at 12. We've got a foul here on the Rams as Kohler lost possession of the basketball. Who's this going to be on? Looks like it's on Jaden Gaskins there. First of the game for either team there as Gaskins picks up the personal. It's a minute 10 left to go in this first quarter. Now, we took a break to as Marcus Kush was getting tended to by the athletic staff. Good news there. He was able to get up and walk off on under his own power, which is really great to see. Hopefully he's back later in this game as McKee can't put in a shot there in the paint. Rebounded by Harriton. Chance to take the lead now for the Rams. It's Chadkowski. Finds Gerlich. It's Gaskins now calling a play. Gets a pick from Alex Johnson. He drives around. It's going to be a walk on Gaskins. Wanted the foul call, but doesn't get it. 12-12. Still knotted up here in the late stages of this first quarter. And like you said, Scout, this Harriton team has really settled down after a slow start, and they've stormed back and made this a game. Look.
Right now, looking at their scoreboard, might feel a little bit stunned seeing that score evened up after what seemed like a pretty healthy start from the Jags. Harrison's answer.
Snyrus missed a three on the wing, ended up in the hands of Harriton, and they're going to call that a turnover there as Jaden Gaskins lost control of the basketball. Kubish is back in. Great to see him healthy. That's looked like an awkward fall a couple of possessions ago. It's Quinn O'Hara for the Jags as Ethan Caperna is in the game. O'Hara on the wing for the Jags, trying to get a basket here to close out this first quarter. As we near 10 seconds to go. O'Hara gets the cross-court pass from Snyrus. O'Hara driving around, finds Snyrus. His cross-court pass intended for Kratzel gets picked off easily by Calvin Smith. Harriton will not get a shot off, before the quarter ends. And at the end of the first quarter, it's 12-12, all tied up here in a game that, we expect the Jaguars to kind of run away with, Scout.
I know, like I said in the beginning, it looked like the Jaguars were simply winning through fundamentals. They were playing the ball well, they were keeping it in motion, and they were just hitting the corners. It seemed like Harriton just couldn't keep up. It seemed like their strategy for outright running up on the basket, driving of course. But of course, it seems that it seemed to be effective in some way. This game's now tied up 12-12. Bit stunning. As we said, we saw a pretty healthy lead from the Jags in the beginning. But I think ultimately what we see now is just going to be a competition between two teams to see who wants it more. See who can find the right strategy at the right time.
Absolutely. We're going to hand it off in a few brief moments.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2020 Center. Ryan Liddy along with Liam Moran to take you through the second quarter as the game is tied 12-12. As the Jags take it up, that's O'Hara. O'Hara looking around the three-point line, now gives to Kohler. That ball's stolen away. That's Jaden Gaskins, gives to Abrams, can't get it. Rebounded by Kohler. O'Hara gives to Kratzel. Inside. Across to Kohler. Kratzel for three. Just off. And it's taken away by Abrams. Gaskins will take it up.
And this offense, led by Gaskins, sometimes pulls away. Great in the paint. Only has 2 points. Nothing been able to fall in for him so far.
Chadkowski fell over, and they call it out on the Jags and must have touched Facenda as Jake Snyrus re-enters the ball game. Inbound goes to Abrams. Inside, Gaskins can't get it, but he was fouled. Foul on Facenda.
Both teams keeping a low foul count. We saw in that Radnor game that there was actually a bonus in the first half, which we mentioned you don't see very often. But yeah, Jags managing to keep things down. Both teams doing a very good job of that.
It looks like Harriton won't try to contest if this shot is missed. And it is. They've pulled all 4 of their non-shooters back. And Kohler gets the rebound. He'll take it up. McKee almost has it stolen. Inside, taken away by Chadkowski. And Calvin Smith will take it up. Abrams. Floater, can't get it. Rebound Kohler.
Probably a good idea by that Harriton team there, bringing their players back a little because they know Garnet Valley is a threat from deep.
Snivers for 3. Just long. Rebound by Smith. And Gaskins will take it up. Abrams driving in. Passes it out. Kubish for 3. Long. Kohler will take it up.
Abrams, fantastic passer. We've seen it before.
Inside, McKee back out. Stolen away by Gaskins again. Here comes Kubish. He is blocked by Jake Snyrus. Now in transition, Kohler. McKee, reverse layup. He got it.
Way to capitalize there by Garnet Valley. Once again, Gaskins managing to break away, but just unlucky from the Rams there. And Garnet Valley has just really gotten unlucky with Gaskins breaking away. You know, he's been a great player in the paint, mentioned earlier, but nothing's fallen in. The Rams would definitely have a bigger lead on Garnet Valley.
Smith pulls up from 3, tries to bank it in, but it goes in and out. Kohler gives to McKee. He gets a 3. He got it.
Great connection there from McKee to Kohler. Back and forth. Both of them can shoot a 3. We've seen it all before. Finding the perfect shot.
Abrams gives to Gaskins. That ball's stolen away. Ball's still loose. Chadkowski. And the slam is done by Marquise Kubish. Back to a 2-point ball game.
That height from Kubish always going to come in handy there, especially when you're wide open.
McKee for another 3. Just long. Rebound by Kubish. Abrams will take it up. Across the court. Smith. And Gaskins will slow it down.
Still
4 minutes, 11 seconds left.
Still pretty close game here for both these teams. I want to say, yeah, good mix of offense and defense. I've been liking what I'm seeing so far. Rams just need a shot to fall in.
3 ball for Chadkowski. Goes in and out, but a good rebound there by Kubish on a triple team, and he is fouled. Foul called on Kohler, rather on McKee. And
Yeah,
Kubish will have 2 at the line.
You figure something was bound to happen there. A lot of Jag traffic.
Kubish's first goes a little too much. Quinn O'Hara enters the ball game for Drew Van Horn. Second shot falls for Kubish. And Quinn O'Hara will take it up. O'Hara across court to Kohler. Kohler gets a nice pick. Gives it up to O'Hara for a deep 3. Can't get it. Rebound by Facenda. Kohler driving in. Mid-ranger. Got it.
Ryan Facenda in the paint where he excels. We saw it about halfway through that first quarter. Had a great rebound, I noticed. And just there again, very physical, very good player.
What a shot that was by Jaden Gaskins. And he gets the 2, making it a 1-point ball game.
Absolutely. Tough shot there. Momentum carrying you out of bounds. Very impressive.
Snyrus drives in. Went across the court. Kohler, mid-ranger. Just long. And Gaskins will take it up.
Good idea, Snyders there, passing it back in. Saw that tight defense Chadkowski was playing in the paint and didn't want to take any risk. Jags still have the lead.
Gaskins drives in, and the Jags don't have the lead anymore. Kohler will take it up for the Jags. It's 20-19 Harriton with 2.5 minutes left. O'Hara, pump fakes, drives in. Foul called on Kubish. Ethan Coperna enters the ball game, giving Max Kohler a rest. Coperna will inbound to O'Hara. McKee inside, Snyders got it. And they're going to reset it. A violation on the inbound. It's going to be Jag ball.
How about that? Sometimes you get lucky if you're the Jags. But you know it was not lucky. It was that pass from McKee to Snyders. Height certainly helped out there, but I mean that chemistry they got going on, fantastic.
So the ball was overhauled by Coperna, but it goes out of bounds on the Rams, and O'Hara will take it off for the Jags. Coperna, Snyders, O'Hara, McKee for three. Just long, rebounded by Colin Gerlich.
A lot of back and forth here, winding down this second quarter, which is not what you want. You want to kind of keep the score at least close, if not pull your lead forward.
Minute 50 seconds left, 21-20 Jags here from the 2020 Center. Chadkowski drives in, now backs out of it. He'll take it back. The Rams will look to hold. McKee presses in. Chadkowski's double teamed. Still double teamed. That's a backcourt violation on the Rams.
Took one step too far there, and I don't blame them for running that clock out. As you know, no shot clock in high school basketball, and you know you're only down by one. I'm perfectly fine if I'm Harriton, you know, taking that shot right before the end of the half.
Kratzel, who just checked in, drives in, gives to Snyders. He got the layup. Now Gaskins will take it up. Cameron Sullivan, the junior for Harriton, has just entered. Smith drives in, gives it up to Sullivan, who loses the ball, falls over. It's going to the Jags.
Great defensive hustle there from Coperna. We know he's a fantastic defensive player, got great agility, and certainly helps out the Jags here, hoping to extend their lead from one possession.
O'Hara, Kratzel, inside, McKee, gives to Coperna. O'Hara at the logo. Looks to set up a play with 38 seconds left. Kratzel, McKee, and one for Logan McKee.
Fantastic athleticism there from McKee, managing to draw that foul, has the height to just tip it in just enough for the Jags to push forward just by that little bit, which, you know, leaves the Rams with very little momentum going into this second half, sorry.
McKee converts the three-point play, makes it a 26-20 ball game.
And I was saying before, if I'm the Rams, I'm satisfied. Not anymore. I think you need to be quick here, or at least, at the bare minimum, not let the Jags get on offense, because that has been lethal.
Stolen away by Van Horn. Driving in. Tries to put it up. Taken away. But it looks like it'll stay with the Jags. Foul called on Jack Chadkowski. Jack Kratzel enters the ball game. Coperna will inbound. Kratzel inside. Snyrus off the backboard and in. 28-20. And that inbound goes out of bounds. The Jags have it with 9 seconds left.
And this is getting quite sloppy for Harriton here. You know Snyrus is a great mid-range shooter, and it's unacceptable to just let him get an open shot like that.
Kratzel loses the ball. Here comes Kubish. One last shot at the buzzer. Can't get it. And we go into the half. Jags 28, Rams 20. At the half, enjoy your halftime entertainment by the
How it is. All right.
Make sure it's like, all right, so.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2020 Center. As we get ready to start the second half of action here between the Garnet Valley Jaguars and the Harriton Rams. Garnet Valley currently leads 28-20. Ryan Liddy along with Scout Walker here to take you through the third quarter. Scout, what have you seen so far in this game?
Now, looking up the scoreboard now, of course, the Jags with a pretty healthy lead. And as I said, in the first few minutes of this game, Garnet Valley was just seeming to dominate. You know, they got the early healthy lead. They were just playing better ball. It seemed like Harriton was adopting some kind of aggressive approach that just was not paying off. Their drives were not, producing results. But somehow in the second quarter, things kind of turned around. And at one point, we saw Harriton take the lead. You know, ancient wisdom, there's a saying that every battle is decided before it's fought. Got to give credit to this Harriton team. It seems like they've done their homework and figured out where they need to be. I got to say, at the very end of the second quarter, though, a lot of fouls, a lot of aggression that just did not go in their way, and that's the situation we're in right now.
So Aiden Abrams will take it up. As Kubish almost lost the ball. Inside. There's the ball up by Chadkowski. Can't get it. Rebound Kohler.
Now, it's a pretty good opportunity for Garnet Valley here to extend their lead to 10. We'll have to see what they can make on this drive.
McKee over to O'Hara. Drives in. Backs out of it. Sends a long pass. Floating pass. McKee for three. He got it.
There it is. There's the same kind of dominating feeling we felt in those first few minutes of this game. It'll be interesting to see if Harriton can climb back from this.
Gaskins gives to Kubish. Now Abrams drives in. Here's Chadkowski. Back to Gaskins. Abrams gives to Kubish. Back to Abrams, driving in. Has his pass stolen away by Facenda, and the Jags will take it back. McKee in transition. Gives to O'Hara. Pump fake. Three ball. Can't get it. Rebound by Snyrus. But it goes out of bounds, and the Harriton Rams will take over.
That was some nice work from both defenses to keep that extra point off the board. Seems like Harriton offense is trying to hit all approaches here. I mean, they try to be aggressive and drive up the middle. They try to move the ball around. Not really seeing any results produced, but let's see what they can make happen in the coming minutes.
Three ball for Abrams, and he drains it.
Well, that certainly can't hurt.
31-23 now. Kohler will take it up for the Jags. Here's O'Hara. Gives to Snyrus in the corner. Just a little bit too much. Good rebound there by McKee. He drives in, backs out, stolen away by Abrams. Here he goes in transition. Abrams drives in, pulls up, mid-ranger, can't get it. Rebound by Kubish. He is quadruple teamed and a foul is called.
Situation like that, you're just trying to keep that ball, trying to get to the other side. Foul was a result of that. Got to just chalk that up to hard playing, you know.
Foul on Facenda, his second.
That's
Kubish
common.
at the line shooting two.
Always see that kind of hardcore playing from Ryan Facenda. He's just a beast on the court.
Kubish makes his first. You can see his shot. It's almost like a straight line, like a laser. It doesn't have any arc to it.
Absolutely. It's a weird technique, but hey, if it works, it works.
Kubish gets the second three, making it a 6-point ball game.
You know, we said if it works, it works. And in that case, it worked. Slowly chipping
O'Hara
away.
for three, can't get it. Rebound Snyrus. O'Hara gives to Kohler. Back to O'Hara. Kohler makes a move. Looking for someone. Finds McKee for three. And it does not go in. Abrams driving in.
Seems to me if Harriton can keep themselves out of so many fouls and so many given up goals, these teams seem to be pretty evenly matched. You know, we've seen a lot of back and forth and a lot of drives with no results produced until, you know, miracles like that put runs on the board.
Kubish lays it in, and all of a sudden, this is a 2-point ball game. A 9-0 run by the Harriton Rams sparks a timeout called by Coach Brown and the Jags.
Opening seconds of this quarter, we saw a 10-point lead by the Jags, and it seems, like I said, if Harriton could just keep themselves out of trouble with so many fouls and so many given up points, they could chip away slowly, bit by bit, and that's exactly what they've done here. Go out to a one-score game. That's all you can do, right?
We'll be back. .454 left here in the third quarter of action between the Garnet Valley Jaguars and the Harriton Rams. Ryan Liddy along with Scout Walker back with you. The ball will be inbounded by Max Kohler. And he gives to O'Hara. Now back to Kohler. Long football pass to Kratzel. Drives in. Gives it up to O'Hara. Kohler makes a move. Inside. Snyrus. And he got it.
Getting back into the action now. This is, of course, a much closer game. It's a much more competitive game. Harriton's doing a good job on defense, but, sometimes you just got to overpower that, work it through, get the basket.
Rebound made by Kohler. That is now 15 points for Jake Snyrus. Gives to Facenda. Kohler. Snyrus. Across the court. O'Hara. O'Hara holding. Gives it up to Kohler. Back to O'Hara. O'Hara finds Snyrus. Kohler drives in. Inside Facenda. Stolen away. No foul. Abrams takes it up. Gives to Smith for three. We've got a 1-point game.
Credit to the Harriton defense. Again, really seems to me like they did their homework and they figured out where they need to be and when, what guys to cover. There we just saw a steal that resulted in a score. Even closer game now.
Facenda makes a move but can't get the shot to fall. Rebounded by Calvin Smith.
We'll have to see if Garnet Valley can keep this lead where it is.
Abrams holding. He's got plenty of time, no shot clock. Gives to Gaskins. Jaden Gaskins gives to a wide open Tchaikovsky, and the Harriton Rams have taken the lead.
All of a sudden, it's a whole new ball game. This is just a game that has turned tides so many times. We've seen it absolutely smash in favor of Garnet Valley. We've seen it turn in Harriton's favor, and it seems like we just don't know what's going to happen next in this game, Liddy.
Snyrus comes back and just barely misses a three. Abrams will take it up. Calls a play.
Much more effective offense this time around from Harriton, keeping their feet out of those fouls that gave up a lot of points earlier on.
Abrams drives in, gives to Kubish, and now it's a 4-point ball game. Kohler will take it up. O'Hara gives it up for a mid-ranger. He can't get it. Ball's way up in the air. Snyrus can't get it either. Kratzel with the rebound. Foul is called.
Wow, it was quite the volley. It seems to me like Garnet Valley's starting to slip out a little bit of their passing game, which has been pretty on point this entire time. Trying to get some kind of, trying to get some points produced on the board and try and bounce back from their now deficit.
Foul called on Aiden Abrams. Kratzel makes his first free throw. Logan McKee and Ethan Coperna enter for the Jags. Facenda and O'Hara will take a seat.
We'll have to see if he can turn this into a one-score game.
Kratzel's free throw is good, and now it's back to a 2-point ball game. Abrams will take it up for the Rams. Pass goes up and out on Kubish.
Now, if Garnet Valley can drive downfield right now and score and tie this game up, it will be huge for what we see the rest of this quarter. We might see it finally turn back in their favor.
Kohler gives to Koperna for 3. Just short, and it falls into the hands of Chadkowski. Long pass. That went to Calvin Smith. Here's Gaskins. Gives it up to Abrams. Abrams drives in. Abrams, and the contested layup falls. What a play there by Abrams. He now looks like has 8 points. Kohler inside, kickball violation on Kubish.
This is quite the plot twist for a game that we honestly might have predicted was wrapped up pretty early on. Just from a domination from Garnet Valley has now turned into a slugfest between these two teams. I think we're going to see a game that goes down to the wire.
Kratzel for 3, can't get it. Rebounded by Smith. He gives to Chadkowski for a wide open 3. In and out. Snyrus will take it up for the Jags. Gives to McKee. McKee to Koperna. O'Hara pump fakes. Steps out of it. Koperna across the court. Almost stolen away by Kubish, but it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Jags. Inbound goes to Koperna. Snyrus for 3. He got it! It's back to a 1-point game.
Chipping away that lead, trying to even this game up. Seems to me like we really have a lot of evenly matched right now on this court. A lot of defense that doesn't want to give up. A lot of offense that doesn't want to stop scoring.
Abrams. Taking it from the logo. Now gives to Gaskins. Gaskins drives in. Backs out of it from the logo. Now he drives to Chadkowski. Almost a walk. Wide open 3 for Smith. He got it at the end of the quarter. A long shot from Jake Snyrus doesn't fall. And that is the end of your third period. At the end of 3, Harriton 42, Garnet Valley 38.
Yeah. Welcome back to the 2020 Center where, Harriton looking to shock the world here against Garnet Valley, coming in with an amazing third quarter performance where they couldn't miss. I'm Ryan Croak, joined by the wonderful, as always,
Liam Moran.
and we'll be taking you through the final quarter of action here on this Friday night from the 2020 Center as Garnet Valley, in a game they probably, on paper should be dominating. After that third quarter, Harriton finds themselves up by 4 after an incredible shooting performance where Garnet Valley couldn't hit anything and Harriton couldn't miss if they wanted to.
I have been nothing but impressed by the comeback that Harriton has mounted here. As Scout said, Jags were up by 10 and down by 4. That's just a gap that you cannot afford to lose. And things are getting a little sloppy here, but once a team gets going, they can't be stopped. And hopefully this break will help things for the Jags.
An incredible start to the fourth quarter, though, for Garnet Valley as Snyrus doing what he does best. I think he's up to 20 points on the night now with that off-balance mid-range fadeaway jump shot. That was an incredible shot there to start the quarter, exactly the way you want to start if you're this Jaguar offense that really struggled in that third. But right down the other end is Jaden Gaskins for the Rams, putting in another easy 2.
Yeah, and we saw at the end of that third quarter there, like you said, those easy 2s were just falling in for the Rams. also have excelled in their three-point shooting, which has really made it difficult for the Jags.
Absolutely. A turnover there for Garnet Valley as Marcus Kubish brings it up for the Rams. He had a stellar third quarter. Really the catalyst in what propelled the Rams to now find themselves up by 4 points, looking to make it an even bigger lead as Kubish going to call for the walk there as he just lost his footing. That's a crucial turnover there for Garnet Valley. 7-minute mark now in the fourth. Still very much alive in this game, Liam, but, I mean, after a third quarter in which they had very little momentum, and every single time it seemed they tried to get something going, Harriton came down the other end and responded in kind. They really got to step up their game here in this fourth quarter and get some defensive stops. As McKee will shoot a deep three off the back rim, no good. A nice offensive rebound by Jack Kratzel, who's blocked. It'll stay with Garnet Valley, but Harriton, credit where credit is due. They've played outstanding basketball on both sides of the floor, especially in the last few minutes, Liam, in that third quarter.
Yeah, fantastic player. And Garnet Valley as a whole, these are opportunities you're getting time and time again, and these shots need to be falling in for you.
Garnet Valley needs to respond here. 6.5 to go. McKee to Snyrus. He swings up top of the key for O'Hara, who swings to Kohler. It's McKee at the elbow. Gives to O'Hara on the wing, guarded by Kubish. He'll dribble out. Garnet Valley taking their time here on this possession, trying to set up the best shot possible. Get some points on the board, which they sorely need. O'Hara cross court for Snyrus. Little tap pass to Kohler. Back out to O'Hara. Thought about the three. Instead, he chooses to do a pump fake that gets Kubish a jump. It's Kohler. Swings to Snyrus. Kratzel driving along the baseline. They're going to call Chadkowski for the block. And that'll be the second team foul on the Rams. A very clean game tonight, Liam. Only 2 fouls between these two teams in this entire second half up to this point, and also a very clean first half. It's been a joy to watch this game, back and forth between these two teams.
Absolutely. I like that, maybe sometimes the refs are letting them play, but, I appreciate that. And I've been very impressed.
Snyrus puts in the nice putback there after McKee was blocked from behind. Way to stick with the play there as Snyrus gets a much-needed basket for this Garnet Valley team that had been fiending for one the last few possessions. Kubish trying to respond for the Rams, and he's blocked by McKee! Ball still ends up in the hands of the Rams, though. Kubish at the rim, and that one falls. What a sequence! Back and forth. What a block by McKee, but Harriton regains possession and gets a crucial 2-point basket to keep the 2-possession lead alive. Kohler thought about the three. Instead, he'll elect to keep possession of the ball. A beautiful lob to Snyrus. Not the first time we've seen that tonight. Snyrus making it look so easy at the rim.
Difficult shot for Snyrus there to make. Had his head on a swivel, managed to put it right back up, and it's just turning into quite the offensive fourth quarter.
A beautiful finish from Snyrus is responded to in kind with a great corner three there from Jack Chadkowski, who's had a really solid second half on both sides of the floor for this Harriton team. Kohler gets the ball off a cross-court pass from Snyrus. He finds McKee down low. His shot no good. Rebounded by Kubish before it goes out of bounds. Harriton up by 5 now. They're growing their lead, and we're nearing the halfway point in this fourth quarter. It's starting to get towards do-or-die territory for this Garnet Valley team.
Absolutely.
And this is when defensive stops become so valuable. Harriton cannot miss at the moment, but Garnet Valley's got to find a way to get this possession, or to escape a couple possessions without Harriton putting any more points on the board. Kubish driving in on Snyrus. Another 2-point basket for Kubish. He's really catching fire here in the second half.
And it's looking like making your shots for Garnet Valley just isn't going to be enough.
And a much-needed timeout there called by Mike Brown and the Jags, finding themselves down by 7 as we near the halfway point in this fourth quarter. And you can feel the energy in this building. It got completely sucked out by this Harriton team that just has not taken their foot off the gas. Garnet Valley's had some really impressive moments in this fourth quarter, but Harriton has just gone right down the other end and gotten an easy 2 or a not so easy 2, but they've made it look pretty easy. I mean, their offense has been firing on all cylinders.
Absolutely. Like you said earlier, on paper, this is a team that Garnet Valley absolutely has the ability to beat. And I've just seen such an impressive performance here from the Rams. Jags still in it. I mean, it's not over till it's over. Jags' last couple games have been quite close. We saw that Chichester one and the Radnor one, which was actually down to the wire. Garnet Valley lost both of those, but this would be a huge boost for them if they managed to pull this one off.
Absolutely. It'd be a huge confidence booster, too. I mean, this is a team that's no stranger to playing with their backs against the wall, but I mean, this is a game where you really, going into it, you really didn't expect to have to find yourself in a position where you had to do that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, down by 7 points against a team ranked 26th in the district. You're ranked 4th in the district. And, I mean, plain and simple, you've just been outplayed. I mean, Garnet Valley they've played some really outstanding basketball tonight, don't get me wrong, but Harriton just hit more shots, and that's been the key. They've played better defense, and they've hit more shots, and that's why they have a 7-point lead now. Garnet Valley will look to climb out of this hole now, though, as Snyrus shoots the mid-range and drains it. Another tough shot falls for the sophomore, making it look so easy every single time we see him. Nice hustle from O'Hara coming up with the steal. Finds McKee, driving in, finds Caperna driving to the lane. He can't get the layup to fall. Ball loose on the ground, and it's Snyrus who comes up with it. He finds Kohler. Caperna, guarded by Chatkowski. Back out to Kohler, and Garnet Valley will slow things down. Caperna on the wing, thought about the three. Instead, he'll give it back to Kohler, and Garnet Valley will reset. Down by 5. Chance to make it a 1-possession game here on this offensive set. Poked away by Abrams. Nice defensive play from him, but it'll stay with the Jags. Caperna will come out for Jack Kratzel. Kratzel now to inbounds.
Yeah, and Caperna, I'd like to point him out. Fantastic play there by him. Didn't get the shot in, but lunged back and managed to save the ball for this Garnet Valley team.
Quinn O'Hara thought about taking the 3, but Marcus Kubish closed down any opportunity of him doing that. Good defense there again from Kubish, who's had an outstanding night for Harriton all night long on both sides of the floor. McKee swings to Snyrus, the corner 3, no good. Ball loose again, it's in the hands of Kubish, swinging up the floor for Calvin Smith, who puts it at the rim for 2. 53-46 now, and the Rams under the 3-minute mark. They're up by 7 here on the road. This would be a very, very impressive win for this Harriton Rams team.
Absolutely, and these little layups they're getting that Garnet Valley can't afford to not have, it's just icing on the cake for this Rams team.
O'Hara will shoot a deep 3, but it's blocked by Kubish, ends up in the hands of Snyrus. Snyrus in the right place at the right time, as he almost always is in these games. He's had an outstanding night on offense, keeping the Jags alive nearly single-handedly in late stages of this game. 53-48 now the score. And Harriton, they can see the writing on the wall. They've got to slow the pace down, keep possession of the basketball if they're going to escape this game with a win. Gaskins will be fouled by McKee near the half-court line. Still got a lot of fouls to go, though, before Harriton even comes close to being in the bonus. It's only the 2nd team foul on the Jags. 4th team foul in the entire second half by both teams, if you combine the totals.
Not bad at all. And I'm sure it's something that the coaches talked about, but Garnet Valley has done a great job of keeping that foul count low.
Absolutely. And we've seen that bite them in the back a lot of times, especially late in games. But here it's not really been an issue. The problem has been, just watching the game. Harriton's simply just they see that we talked about it on paper. Garnet Valley should be running away with this one. Harriton coming in, they're 7-6. They've lost 6 of their last 8 games, and they don't care about all that. They're focused on the moment, and it's showing here tonight. They're up by 5. They've played an outstanding game. Again, Scout mentioned it earlier in that third quarter. Garnet Valley was up by 10 earlier at some point in this game. You would not be able to tell the way Harriton has come back, stormed back, and taken the lead, and frankly dominated this entire second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is going to be just a brutal blow for Garnet Valley if they lose here. And down by 5, like I said before, game is not over, but Garnet Valley's going to pull off some quick shots here. They got a lot of great shooters, got some physicality in with Caperna and Van Horn, so I'm interested to see what they do.
They've really got offense. We know what this offense is capable of. Jake Snyrus is having an incredible performance, nearing the 30-point mark. Problem is they can't get a defensive stop. Need one here, though, if they're going to come away with a win in this one. Chatkowski. Harriton will slow the pace down. All they got to do is take time off the clock. Kubish swings to Gaskins through a trap there on the Harriton Jr. It's back out to Kubish. He's guarded by Snyrus. Kohler will start to press. Garnet Valley, really, you can see the energy on this team now as Calvin Smith will be fouled. As I believe that's going to be called on O'Hara as he was racing back trying to stop Smith from getting off a clean look. Pardon me, they're going to call it on Ethan Caperna.
And it looks like this Rams offense, kind of led by Abrams here, who's been at the top of the three-point line, and directing traffic here. And he had a fantastic third quarter, which really helped out the Rams' comeback.
The entire team had a fantastic third quarter all
Oh, for
across the
sure,
board as
for sure.
Smith sinks this first of 2 free throws to make it a 6-point lead. Now this is a crucial free throw now, Liam, because it's still a 2-possession game at the moment, but sinking this one, unless, barring a 4-point play miracle, it's a 2-possession game, or moves to a 3-possession game if Smith sinks this one, which he does. That's a backbreaker there for this Garnet Valley team, and they've really got to go fast. Kohler bringing it up the floor, swings to Snyrus. Ball makes its way back to Kohler. He'll shoot a 3 in the face of Abrams off front rim, no good. Rebounded by Kubish. Kubish gets away from Snyrus and Kratzel before he's fouled. I believe they're going to call this one on Facenda. They will indeed be calling that one on Facenda. Still plenty of team fouls away. Harriton is from finding themselves in the bonus. Jags just picking up their 4th team foul there with that one on Facenda. Kubish to inbound, finds Gaskins. Finds Smith. Nice dish to Gaskins. What beautiful basketball that was for the Rams. Got to give credit where credit is due. An unselfish play there for Colin Smith, dishing it off to Gaskins for another easy 2 as Snyrus will shoot a tough 3. And not hit anything there. I think that might be it for us, Liam. I think you can feel it in the building. The energy has been completely removed from this gym, from this Garnet Valley team these last few minutes as Harriton. They've earned this one. I mean, there's no better way of putting it. They've outplayed this Garnet Valley team on both sides of the floor consistently in this second half. They've been dominant.
Absolutely. I'm afraid Garnet Valley could have gotten overconfident, which tends to happen in games like this. But on that drive there, it looked like they completely given up defense. Rams got that easy layup, and just Garnet Valley focusing on offense. But like you said, I think that may be it for this one.
Trying to force some turnovers out of desperation, and Harriton has just been able to pick their defense apart.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Jake Snyrus, I mean, an incredible offensive performance from him. Logan McKee got hot earlier on in the game. He had some good baskets from Quinn O'Hara to start the night, but in the end, I mean, Harriton just caught fire on offense in the third quarter. Garnet Valley really could not find back of the net, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Harriton stormed away in that third quarter and looked like they're going to escape with a win as Van Horn makes a great hustle play. But going to call a foul here on Snyrus as Harriton got the ball away into the hands of Gaskins before he was fouled by Snyrus trying to move the ball up the floor. That's Snyrus' first. Jags are inching closer and closer to that number of 17 fouls that would put Harriton in the bonus. Timeout called by Harriton as Kubish couldn't find an option on the inbound pass. 9-point advantage for the Rams. Minute 17 to go in this fourth quarter. We'll take a quick break. Your mic on? All right. Welcome back to the 2020 Center. Garnet Valley down by 9 points. Little over a minute to go here. Minute 17 to be exact in this fourth quarter. Harriton basketball at the half court after a foul from Jake Snyrus. It'll be Jack Chedkowski inbounding for the Rams. He finds Aiden Abrams. Full court press from the Jags. And they do force a turnover here, so O'Hara comes up with a loose ball. Finding Kohler, they're going to call it a clean block. Kohler wants the foul call. I can't blame him there. But it'll be out of bounds, off of Harriton. into the game will come Ryan Facenda and Jack Kratzel.
You know,
Kohler finds Snyrus, back out to Kohler. O'Hara. Kohler driving in through traffic. Tough shot in traffic there on the mid-range floater, but can't get it to fall. Comes up in the hands of Jaden Gaskins, who is fouled once again. Under a minute to go now. Next foul now puts the Rams, or pardon me, yeah, does put the Rams in the bonus.
yeah, coming out of that timeout, I was thinking ways that what Garnet Valley was doing wrong, but I think you just got to give credit to the Rams. Honestly, Garnet Valley has been outplayed at every corner. Rams have been one step ahead, and I'm thoroughly impressed.
I am too. I mean, both these teams played some beautiful basketball, especially on offense. The Rams just executed better and when it mattered most. Snyrus, tough mid-range shot, will not fall, ends up in the hands of Calvin Smith, pardon me. Jack Tchaikovsky getting up to catch that pass. He's mobbed by O'Hara and Kohler. We're going to call a foul on Kohler, and that will officially put the Rams in the bonus. Every foul on the Jags will now send them to the line for a 1-on-1 opportunity until they hit that 10-foul mark, which will send the Rams to the line for 2 shots. But Tchaikovsky's first. No good, so Garnet Valley has a chance here to cut this lead down as we go under 40 seconds. Snyrus will be fouled. Call this one, I believe, on Aiden Abrams for the Rams. Only the 3rd team foul on Harriton in the second half. Just another example of how just tight and how clean of a game this team has played in the second half. Snyrus fouled but couldn't get the N1 as the ball just rimmed out at the end there.
Yeah,
Nevertheless, 2 shots does help.
if you want to hope of mounting a little spark, that shot's got. I mean, to be fair, he got hit, tough shot, but yeah, I think that's it. Down by 9.
Snyrus' first is good. Now he is working on a 30-point performance.
Yeah, Jake Snyrus. We saw him all over everyone on defense, and like you pointed out, his offensive game has been off the charts.
Second does fall, and he has officially hit the 30-point mark tonight. Diamond in the rough for this Jaguar team tonight. Done everything he can to bring this team as close as they can to victory, but looks like, at least in these final 30 seconds, that won't be enough. Rams still up by 7, 3-point game, or pardon me, 3-possession game, and they have the basketball. And we've said it plenty of times, Liam, already. It's just been a case of Harriton outperforming the Jags. Simple as that. And wouldn't have been the headline we were expecting coming out of tonight's matchup. We thought Garnet Valley was going to come in here and just looking at the rankings and looking at the results these two teams have played, we thought Garnet Valley was going to come out here with a pretty sizable margin of victory. But we stand corrected. Harriton coming in here with a chip on their shoulder, something to prove. And they proved it tonight. This team has a lot of grit, a lot of fight, and they are not one to be overlooked. Garnet Valley learned that the hard way tonight. Down by 7, 30 seconds to go in this one. Pretty much all but over for this team.
Yeah, and if you're Garnet Valley, this is a game honestly you should have won, but even great teams lose to the not so great ones sometimes. But
It happens. It
Harriton,
happens.
This will certainly boost morale. I mean, going into future games, even looking back on this Garnet Valley game, they know that they beat a very good Garnet Valley team, and that's just going to help out the team.
And for Garnet Valley, I mean, you got to look at this one as a chance to reflect and hopefully just tighten up on the defense side of the ball. And ultimately, it was Harriton just seemed to have the edge tonight. Garnet Valley wasn't really necessarily a case of Garnet Valley making a lot of errors that ended up costing them the game. It was more of a case of Harriton playing some incredible second half basketball.
Yeah.
And they legitimately could not miss in that third quarter. I think they probably made more shots from 3 from wherever on the court than they missed. I mean, it was an offensive shootout in that third quarter. Everyone was hitting shots from all over the floor. Marcus Kubish really came through for this Harriton team as Calvin Smith sinks the first free throw. He'll get a second chance now at the line. 58-50 now is the score. Smith makes it 59-50 in favor of Harriton. Under 30 seconds now. Kohler driving up the floor, finds Snyrus. Off balance three. Ends up in the hands of Kratzel. Gets his own rebound, puts it in a nice basket there for Jack Kratzel. Timeout once again here called by Mike Brown. That's his, only has one left now. But 7-point advantage for this Harriton team. 15 seconds to go. All but over here, Liam.
Yeah, staving off these last couple seconds. I mean, Jack Kratzel, great late game player. Very aggressive, very good, but, you know, even he was not enough to mount a comeback here. And that third quarter play by Harriton, led by Kubish and I believe Abrams, and really, like you said, whole team might have gotten a 3 in there. I don't know. There was so many points racked up against Garnet Valley that, you know,
It's
it's
hard to keep track.
yeah.
And one other player to not overlook, Calvin Smith. He's had an incredible fourth quarter. I believe he's their leading scorer on the night at the moment.
Oh, for
And
sure.
I want to take you back, Liam, earlier in this quarter when there was a play of Harriton got fast break between Smith and Jaden Gaskins, and Gaskins found Smith. He was getting hit a pretty much a probably layup he would have hit at the rim, but instead he chose to give it off to his teammate, who was even more wide open, and it was just a beautiful display of unselfishness and team basketball that, you know, really propelled Harriton to this win here tonight. Up by 7 now, 9.4 to go on the clock. Snyrus gives to Kohler. He's fouled by Gaskins. Harriton with plenty of fouls to give. Pardon me, not plenty anymore, but now we'll still have one foul to give. 59-52. 7 seconds to go. We're slowly inching our way towards the conclusion, Liam. We've been here a little bit, been here for a little while. Another foul from Gaskins on Kohler. Just trying to take time off the clock. It's working. 6.2, we're slowly inching our way. We're nearly at the finish line, Liam.
Little by little.
Pass from Caperna for Kohler. Nice basket there for Max Kohler at the rim. Smith will inbound to Abrams, and that will be it from the 2020 Center tonight. Your final score, Harriton 59, Jaguars 54, and a very impressive Harriton performance. Liam, any closing thoughts before we send it off?
No, I mean, well, yeah. Like you said, Jags need to take this game, reflect, look back. I mean, look at the tape against a team, like we said, time and time again, on a paper that you could beat. But you got outplayed, and, you know, looking forward, you got to keep your head up, and you're going to be playing much tougher teams in the future and much more important games, hopefully going into playoffs.
Couldn't have said any better myself there, Liam. Thank you so much for tuning in, joining us tonight. On behalf of the entire Garnet Valley Broadcasting Club, for Scout Walker, for Ryan Liddy, for Liam Moran, this is Ryan Crook. We hope you all have an outstanding weekend. We'll see you all next week with some more broadcasts.